Welcome back to Eldritch Dungeon. Today we will be continuing our series about horizontal player sheets, but this time I'm going to give a little bit of love to 5th edition, specifically the 2014 version. These player sheets that I've created from scratch will require you to either have your spells memorized or preferably to use spell cards. If you don't have these, you would have to have your spells memorized. So just keep that in mind before using these. I have found that these sheets work really well for new players and seasoned players alike, so long as the seasoned players have an open mind about trying new things. There are some that I have found that prefer taller sheets for absolutely no reason other than, oh, it's just what I'm used to. So if that's your player, you might have a hard time convincing them. But if they're open-minded and they try it, I have gotten mostly good feedback from these. If you are playing a martial character with abilities you don't have to monitor a number of uses for, you only need the first 2 pages. If you are playing a spellcaster or some sort of specialized class that has a number of abilities that they can use or uses a lot of potions, you may want the 3rd page, but otherwise you can keep it to just 2. As you can see with these sheets, you have your general stats up here and your skills on the side. This helps keep them together on one half of the character sheet. As you might recall from previous videos, I'm a huge fan of this. If 80% of your game takes place right here, it should all be right here. I have, however, separated your equipped items that you use to be in this little box here underneath your health and armor class. This is because combat uses mostly your health, your AC, and whatever you have equipped for your attacks. By doing this, once you enter combat, you stop using this part and you start using this part. It keeps things very consistent and very connected. You will notice that AC has 2 different spots, one for your standard AC, one for temporary. This is good for both martials and casters. If you use something like mage armor or some sort of AC boosting spell, you can put it in your temporary AC. So if your AC is normally 15 and you have a shield that is giving you +2, you can put temporary AC 17. That way if you put it away and you switch to using 2 hands instead of 1, you can easily reference that. If you're a caster and your AC is normally 11 and you want to use the spell shield as a reaction, you can make a note 16 and that will just remind you very quickly what your AC becomes when you use your reaction for that. As you can see, I have hit points. That's self-explanatory, write your hit points in there, and then the number of hit dice that you have. I like to write the type of hit die, whether that's a D8 or D10, and then in the very bottom of the heart, I like to write how many I have remaining. Of course, right below that, you have death saves, your successes, and your failures. This sits right where it belongs, next to where you keep track of your health. I've put class features on the side. This will help you remember what it is you have to work with. You can either abbreviate it by putting the class feature and the page number that you have on it, or you can simply write it out all the way. I like to create a little bullet point for the feature, and then right under it what the feature does if I have to keep track of something more complicated. This works for both your racial features as well as your class features. So, you might have heard me talk about this as sliders. What this means: every once in a while you have to reference your character's height or skin tone or eye color or something like that. You simply slide this up above. As you can see, the name section stays true, but underneath you now have your age, eyes, height, skin, build. This is your size, medium, small, etc. Your hair, religion, weight, all those little character details are right in the bottom here. By sliding the player sheet over, you have other things that are useful. So your health, when you lose it, you can simply write that. There's even sections for allies and familiars. There's a note for your proficiencies. If you have to write down an expertise in something, whether that's under proficiencies or on your skills themselves, I like to put a big star in place of just a filled-in dot. The same can be said for proficiencies. Put a star next to it if it's an expertise. One thing you will note when keeping track of your gold and your coin purse is the line is very long. So if you are erasing and writing and erasing and writing, you can move over once it becomes a horrible mess that you can no longer read. I've also included a gold standard ratio. Every other form of economy is broken down in relation to gold. So 1 gold equals 1 gold. 1 platinum equals 10 gold. 1 copper is 1/100th the value of 1 gold, so on and so forth. In the very center of the sheet, I have included treasures and extra pack. These are just items that are mundane and just valuable that you can sell off later and have no other value than when you bring it to a merchant. I put it in the middle where you reference it the least, and therefore the most sliding is done the least amount of times. On the other side, backpack and inventory. Next to your skills and other valuable references, the sheet slides over and you can see other valuable things you might have, such as crowbars or rams for breaking in doors. Various magic items you may use time and time again that you don't have equipped on your person. Your backpack and inventory is a very easy slide away. Now for you casters and half casters out there, another slide. You have spell slots. You have the quantity that you can use of those spell slots, and you can mark off what has been used. If you're something like an artificer, you might have a bunch of other abilities. So I have other abilities down here, same setup as the spell slots, quantity used, and the number of uses that you have. This is also really nice if you have magic items that have a number of charges. So I've put abilities/item charge. If you're in a campaign with potions, it can be a little bit annoying to dig through your backpack a ton, or for that matter, separating it from the treasures that you find on the road. So in the very center, I have created potions section. This potion section allows you to put all of the potions that you have in one concise spot. On the other side of the player sheet, I have included spell scrolls. This is a bit more niche. However, I've had a few characters that work on creating spell scrolls. One consistency you may notice throughout this is that it's very utilitarian, with only a few slight embellishments coming in the form of general outlined identifiers such as a heart for health or a shield for armor class. The reason I have done this is so that if you print it off, it will be much more printer friendly, using as little ink as reasonably possible. There is one more great benefit to using these sliders. If you slide the papers upwards, it displays all of your character. As you can note, you see there's the character's name so that you don't mix it up with anybody else's or any other characters you have. There you can see the age and various general descriptions. And if you do want to create things like bonds, you have player notes. This is also a nice spillover for other additional abilities that you forget regularly. If you slide this the opposite direction, it creates a great reminder of where you can find things and where to write items that you find. So if you pick up a spell scroll, where do I put it? Do I put that in my backpack and inventory? Nope, put it in spell scrolls. Found a potion of healing? You can easily remember to put it under potions. One thing to note about your backpack and treasure. In some campaigns, you will have more items than you will treasure. You can see I've made a note at the bottom here. If you run out of space in your backpack, just switch over to the other side and work your way up. Eventually, it will sandwich together, but more than likely, this will be an easy way to keep track of spillover inventory and separate it from the treasures that you are selling frequently. If you found this useful, or if you found other videos I've done useful, consider subscribing. And as generic as it is to say, please consider hitting the bell icon. It seems like I have a few subscribers now, but a lot of the videos are not reaching them. I will include a link in the video description below to a download for these sheets. So if you would like them for yourself and your table, maybe maximize some space, they will be available for you. I hope you found this tremendously useful. If you did, please help me against the YouTube algorithm and share this video. It would really help. I try to keep the content on this channel free and helpful. So if it helped you, give me a like. If you didn't like the video, let me know why. For more content, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. If you would like to check out the Etsy store with a lot of really cool minis perfect for either Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, or Shadow Dark, take a look in the description below for a link. The music used in this video will be included in the description as well.